I just want it to be known that I am not a plant person, but I think I'm doing good
You're
with
doing a
these
great
babies.
job.
And I was looking at the last couple episodes, the first 2 episodes. That plant behind you, she was looking so sad.
She was?
She looked so sad.
Oh.
And so I don't know if y'all noticed. Go back to the first episode. You don't even have to watch the full thing, but just go look.
Just look for the plant.
She was just like, my
Aw.
poor baby. But she looks alive a little bit today.
They look
She
good.
might need some more water.
They're
I just watered
flourishing.
this one, but
Your
I'm trying not to
lilies
drown
are
them.
still present
Yeah.
or blooming.
I had to
Beautiful.
prune some, like quite a bit, but I'm like, they still look good even with me cutting
Yeah.
and clipping.
We all
That's
go
a
through
word.
seasons. That's a word.
That's a word.
Still
You
look
still
good
look
despite
good.
the cutting.
You still look good.
Dang.
That's a word.
That's a word. Welcome, y'all, to another episode
Yet another.
of Trinity Talks. Again, we are so happy that
Yes.
you are here. Thank you for tuning in. If you've been here, welcome back. If you're new here, go check out our other episodes
Yes.
and also stay here. Continue to join us during this episode. We are your hosts. My
Yes.
name is Celeste. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
And this is my sister in Christ,
Hey,
Jasmine, the
y'all.
one and only. We are so happy
excited.
and ready to dive
Yes.
into today's episode, which
Ooh,
we
Lord.
are talking all about shame. Shame, shame, shame. So let's get into
Let's
it.
get into it.
We'll pray in and we'll get started. Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you for another chance, another opportunity to give you glory. Thank you for continuing to walk with us, continuing to be with us on this journey that you've called us to in Christianity. Thank you for community and just having your way during this time together. Thank you for the downloads. Thank you for meeting each and every single person watching, listening, and both Jasmine and myself exactly where we are.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you for everything that you are, everything that you've done, and everything that you will continue to do. We love you. We honor you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Girl, shame.
You remember that hand game?
Shame. I don't want to go to Mexico no more. There's a big fat policeman at the door.
He'll drive you by your collar, make you pay $1. I don't want to go to Mexico no more.
Shame.
I wonder how Hispanic people feel about that song.
They probably don't like it at all.
I'll never sing it again.
Me neither. Singing it, I was
apologize.
like, dang.
Wow.
Some of the even the nursery
Yeah.
rhymes, the lullabies,
Yeah.
don't even get me started. No. Well, shame has shown up in my life a few times, actually.
Talk about
it. I think really just shame has kept me crippled.
Ooh.
It has kept me crippled from reaching my potential, from walking with God, just free. And even being free in life and just not looking over my shoulder, not worried about, because when I've experienced shame, it has been coupled with other people, me assuming that other people are also kind of projecting that shame onto me or looking at me differently. Shame is not a thing to play with at all.
I agree.
So what do you think? Or what has kept you bound in shame?
I think the lies. The lies that come with the shame. The lies of either the people won't love me anymore or they won't look at me the same. I think the lies of I am this. So like if shame led to certain situations or certain actions, like, okay, instead of that being a moment of shame where this happened, that becomes your identity. So instead of that just being a moment in your story, it becomes the identity of who you are.
That's deep.
And so then you're bound by that because it's easier to release a moment than it is to release an identity. And so now it's not just that I lied in that situation, but I'm a liar. Or it's not just that I stole, but I'm a thief. And so you begin to label yourself or put yourself in relationship with those things that may have caused shame instead of realizing that this was a moment, and in that moment let me now surrender that to God, so that he can release me of it. Instead, you hold on to it.
Yeah.
Like you begin to tether yourself to it.
It almost becomes an idol in your
Yes.
life of,
Yes.
I'm idolizing this thing so much, and it
Yeah.
has so much power over you. It holds so much weight. It weighs you
Yes.
down. It keeps you in bondage.
Yeah.
And just because of the focus, the constant focus on that,
Yeah.
we make that bigger than our God,
That
who
is
can
so
free
good.
us from our
Yeah.
shame.
That's so good. And so, yes, you're absolutely right. It's like that situation, it's the lie of that you're telling yourself, and ultimately the lie of the enemy.
Yeah.
That what you have done is bigger than God. That God cannot handle that.
It's too much
It's
for
too
him
much.
to redeem you from.
Yes. That one is too big. Maybe I could have redeemed you when you stole the quarter from your grandmother.
Yeah.
But I can't redeem you from the other thing. Like this weighs too much.
Yeah.
This is too much. And that can only be the enemy, because the truth is that God in his righteousness, God in his love, God in his sovereignty sent his son to us
Yeah.
to take on our sins that cause shame, because sin is the root of shame.
Yeah.
So if you did something that was ultimately a result of sin, you now have shame of that, which naturally are, because we are spirits having a fleshly encounter, naturally you're going to feel shame of sin.
Yeah.
You're going to feel shameful in sin, even if you don't realize that what you did is sin.
Yeah.
You're going to feel bad about it. Let me say that. You're going to feel bad. Like, dang, I know better than that. There's something in me that knows that I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Shame comes where instead of you saying, dang, I know I shouldn't have done that, let me give it to God, you say, dang, I know I should have done that, let me run away from God. And so instead of you being like Adam and Eve,
That's
instead of you
exactly
being
what I was
like,
thinking.
I bit the apple, dang, I knew I shouldn't have done that, let me run to God and say, Lord, I did something I shouldn't have done because I'm having this fleshly experience, and there's this battle between what I know I should do and what I shouldn't do. And I did the thing that I shouldn't have done, God. Paul talks about it. I did this
Yeah.
thing that I shouldn't have done. Lord, help me, because I can't do it on my own.
Yeah.
That is sin happening, you repenting for it, and God taking it away.
Yes.
Shame happens when you bite the apple and then you run away from God, and God has to call out and say, where are you?
Where are you? And it's us boxing God in.
Yes.
And thinking that he's not big enough.
Oh my gosh.
He's not strong enough.
Yeah.
He's not confident enough within himself
Yes.
to handle
Yes.
the fact that you made a mistake. Or a lot of the times we make decisions and label
Yes.
them as mistakes, but you made a decision to act outside of his will, or
Yes.
outside of the spirit and the lifestyle that he has
Yes.
called you to, and that's just not true. God is big.
He's big.
He's bigger than we
mighty.
could ever comprehend.
Yes.
And it's just, for us to box him in that way, it's kind of selfish.
Yes.
And it's, and it also makes me think of parenting.
Yes.
And how,
talk about it.
as parents, when our children do something they shouldn't have been doing, and they get in trouble for it, or something breaks, or something happens because they're doing something they shouldn't have been doing, my thought as a parent isn't like, well, you should have just kept it from me and figured it out.
Lord,
it's like,
so
thank you for bringing that to me. Now, how can we fix it? How can we get back on track? How can we make sure that we can finish bedtime routine? How can we make sure that the plan continues to be executed?
That's so good. That's so good. And it makes me think, even recently, Jody, which is my middle son, he's 3 years old. Faith was sleeping, which is my oldest. She was sleeping, and he's just like barged into her room, and he knows that he's not supposed to do that. Like, if she's sleeping, if her door's closed, that means she's still sleeping. You don't just go in there. And so he just barged in her room, and Faith is calling out, Mom, come get Jody. So I'm going in there, and I hear his little feet running, and I'm like, I get in there, I'm like, where is he at? And he peeks from under the bed, and he's like, I'm here. And I'm like, why are you under the bed, Jody? And he was like, I was going to get in trouble. And I'm like, so you ran from me because you're going to get in trouble, instead of running out of the room, the place that you knew that you should not have been.
Yeah.
Instead of running out of the place of darkness, instead of running out of the temptation, instead of running out to it and be like, I know I put myself in this situation, but I'm running to you now because you help me.
Isn't that so interesting how instead of running out of a situation we shouldn't be in,
We
we
hide in
hide
it.
in the
Oh, jeez.
situation that's keeping us bound, that's keeping us further away from our parents, from our Father?
Oh my gosh, we hide in it.
We hide in it, and then that's how we get tied up more and we get more involved,
And then
and
the
then
lies deepen.
it
Well,
deepens.
Lord, I've been in this dark place for 5 years now, knowing that I shouldn't have left. I should
Yeah.
have left,
Yeah.
and I didn't. So now I really know that I
I
can't come back
I
to you.
can't, and sometimes it's I can't come out.
Oh, that's good.
I am stuck here. I have bound myself to these things, to
Wow.
these identities, to these habits. I have bound myself,
Yeah,
and now I literally cannot come out
because I do not know how.
I do not know how.
And so in those moments, I've even found myself in seasons like that where it's like, Lord, I don't know how to come out of this.
Yeah.
It feels like this is a part of me. It feels like this is a part of my identity. And that is a lie. God did not craft you in that way. He
No
made you
way.
perfectly perfect. He didn't craft you in that way. But now, Lord, I feel like this is a part of my identity. And because I think this is just who I am, I don't know how to come out of that. And so in that season, what do? We talk about it all the time. You pray.
Yeah.
Even if you do not know what to say. In that season, all I could say was like, Lord, help me.
Yeah.
And little by little, your help me turns into, Lord, help me because I sinned.
Yeah.
Lord, help me because I sinned against my brother. Lord, help me because I sinned against my brother because I took from his house. Lord, help me because I sinned against my brother because I took the car from his house. Like it begins, you begin to open up to God.
Yeah.
And then from you opening, he goes into your wounds and he begins to do heart surgery and soul surgery. And he's like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Not so I can shame you,
Yeah.
but so the conviction in your heart can join you to me.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So I've heard prayer and being vulnerable with him.
Yes.
How else can he help to release you from shame?
I think the realization that shame is a trick. Shame is a trick, not a trick.
She ain't a trick.
She ain't a
but
trick. She might be a trick. I
it's
don't
a
know.
trick.
But shame is a trick of the enemy.
Yeah.
Just the same way that God has plans for your life, the enemy has a plan for your life.
100%.
And so shame, because God knows that we are sinful creatures. He knows that we are sinful beings, which is why he sent his son, Jesus Christ. In the beginning, it was finished with him. He knows that.
Yeah.
God is not doubting that we will sin. It's inevitable. We're going to sin.
Yeah.
Shame tells you, though, from the enemy, that because you sin, you're no longer bound to God and the promises of Christ.
Like worthy.
The worthy.
Yeah.
You're no longer worthy of that.
Yeah.
And so because you're no longer worthy of that, you might as well stay here. Because you've built community here.
Right.
You built community in your shame.
Talk about that.
You've built community in the people that come with your shame. You've built community in even the feeling of unworthiness. You've built community in that.
Yeah.
I'd rather feel unworthy than to deal with all of the things that make me feel unworthy.
Wow. Wow.
I'd rather sit here feeling like God just can't use me because I'm unworthy than to take my baggage to him and say, Lord, this is what makes me unworthy, but make me righteous.
Yes.
That is easier, to sit in the unworthiness.
Wow.
And so shame is a lie, and it's a trick of the enemy to keep you far from God. And so I would say to the person who was like, I want to get closer to God, but I feel so much shame, that is the perfect season. You are in the perfect place to get close to God.
Absolutely.
Because with your shame comes the glory of God. With your shame comes the purification of God. When you can bring your shame to him, then he can clothe you in his righteousness.
Yeah.
He can take off all of the things, all of the burdens, all of the weight that makes you feel shameful. And he can replace those old filthy garments with robes of righteousness.
Yeah. That's a hard place to be, though.
Yes.
Knowing that you're so quote unquote filthy, knowing that you've done some very questionable or unworthy things, and being bold enough, brave enough to take those to God.
Yeah.
Being our Almighty Father, being the Lord of Lords, King of Kings. That's a very hard place to be in. And even beginning to understand how and or if we can be forgiven
Yeah.
by Christ.
Yeah.
So talk about how what that forgiveness looks like both from God and from yourself.
Yeah. I think the forgiveness of God always comes first. So you take it to God, you ask, Lord, forgive me for this, even if you go back to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even if you say, Lord, forgive me because whatever your XYZ is, forgive me for this. It's done.
Yeah.
He's forgiven you. The moment you bring it to him, that he's
Glory
forgiven
to
you.
God.
But the reason that you go back to it is because you have not forgiven yourself.
Yeah.
And so the forgiveness of self takes longer. And I think that is a journey that doesn't come overnight. There's still things in my life right now that I have dreams that wake me up from.
Wow.
Because shame. And in those moments, it's like there's something that you said that I've really been doing. It's when I look at that dream and I say, what is the spirit of this dream?
Yeah.
What is the spirit here? God, what are you trying to show me in this? Or what am I battling with here?
Yeah.
What is the spirit behind what I'm battling? So if it's you're battling with pornography, what is the spirit behind that? When you go to God and you say, Lord, this is what I'm dealing with. Help me figure out the spirit behind this so I can give that to you. And you begin to realize that a lot of the things that you're bound to, a lot of the things that you're shameful they go beyond just your situation.
Oh, yeah.
They go beyond just
So
like,
much deeper.
yeah, so much deeper than I just started doing this.
Yeah.
They go so much deeper. So when God is able to deal with you at the core of who you are, you begin to be able to have the same grace for yourself that God has for you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, I realize, Lord, I know that the word says that I am just wretched, but I don't realize the weight of that because I think it's just this one instance. I think it's just this one situation.
Yeah.
But God does this again, this heart surgery where you're able to look at yourself in a way and say, I'm wretched, but not a wretched in a way where it's like I'm unworthy, but wretched in a way that I need God.
Yes. Again, that level of desperation.
Desperation. You become desperate. Yeah.
I'm unworthy. I don't deserve this.
Yes.
But I've still been given another chance,
Yes.
another opportunity. And that strictly, that grace and that mercy comes strictly from our Father.
Yes.
So then I think, at least for myself, it places this conviction on my heart of like, wow, he still sees me worthy enough.
Yes.
He still sees me as lovable enough, even through all of my
Yes.
sin, even through every time he's told me specifically not to do
Yes.
something and I do it anyways. He still every single
Loves
day,
me.
he loves me and he's there. He's available and he's
Yes.
wanting us to come back to him
Yeah.
and find comfort in him rather than finding comfort in the world.
Yeah. And I think a part of it is pride.
Yeah.
Like, and this might sound so like obscure to say, but I think a part of shame is pride. It's like you said, the shame of what you've done, it ends up becoming your character and then it ends up becoming your idol.
Yeah.
I begin to idol this and it's now my God, even if you don't realize it. I'm shameful of it. The shame becomes so big that it outweighs the truth that you know about God.
Yeah.
And so then pride comes in where it's like, I can't give this to God. Because then if I give this to God, I am fully surrendering to God.
Yeah.
I am
Ooh,
fully vulnerable to God.
man.
I can't let this one go
Yeah.
because if I release this from my hands, then what am I in control of?
What do I have?
What do I have?
Control of?
At least with this shame, I can say that I do this because I want to. Or I even say it's a woman who's promiscuous. Well, I'm promiscuous because that's what I want to do. It's my body, my way, my choice.
Yeah. My body, my choice.
Well, that probably your promiscuity probably came from something that you were ashamed of. And instead of taking the shame to God, you decide to make a character out of it.
Yeah.
And now it's just another character in your toolbox.
Yeah.
And so you pull out promiscuity and instead of saying, God, here, this is to you, I give it to you. You don't want to release control of that because then that character has to die.
Yeah.
So then God can make you new.
That is so deep and so real and how it's so intricate.
Yes.
The things that we are rooted in.
Yes.
Sin and iniquity. They are so intricate. But
Yes.
again, God is just so much bigger than
Then
it all. And it's so beautiful. And I'm so grateful that we serve a
Oh
God
my
who is
gosh.
merciful and
You're a
kind.
good father.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
He is so merciful, so loving, so forgiving, even more than we are forgiving to
Oh my
ourselves.
gosh.
And it really blows my mind.
Yeah. And then it's like all of it, it's like God can forgive you, but you can't forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Pride,
Pride.
arrogance.
Yes.
You think that you're so mighty
Mm-hmm.
that what you've done is too big.
Yeah.
God can't use me in his kingdom because what I've done is too big. His kingdom his reach goes far beyond you.
Yeah.
So if you choose not to let God use you because of the shame that you are choosing to hold on to,
Yeah.
you are choosing to not be used for his kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That is a choice.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when God comes, and I will talk about it constantly, when God comes and he's judging you and he puts up the things that you've done and you're like, well, Lord, I didn't do that because I was shameful and I didn't think that you could use me. And God is like, you did not do the works of my kingdom
Yeah.
because shame
Because of shame. Something that you could have
released to me.
released to me. I would have forgiven you. I could have helped you through this forgiveness process to yourself.
Yes.
And we could have continued on
Yes.
with this relationship.
And I want to say, like, I know in conversation right now, it sounds like, I don't know what word to use, but it can sound like, dang, they're just making it seem like it's so easy. And I want to make it clear that it is
it's
not.
Not
At
at all.
29 years old, hear me, I still have things that I wake up
Yeah.
from dreams because I am shameful in an area.
Yeah.
The difference is realizing that just like sin will also always be present when you act upon that sin, especially when you know that you shouldn't, shame will probably be present in that as well.
Yeah.
You begin to realize though, like the shame that comes from my sin cannot bound me. If I am not bound by sin,
Yeah.
if Jesus Christ came and he destroyed the bounding of sin from me, I'm no longer tied to death is no longer my portion because of sin.
Yeah.
If I'm no longer bound by sin, I should not be bound by the shame of that
What
sin.
makes us think that shame, because of the sin,
Yes.
should hold more weight
Than
than
the sin. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
That's good.
It is. It is. And so shame, our sin, then shame,
Yes.
then comes pride.
Yes.
Do you think pride is the root of shame, or is there a different root of shame?
That's good. I think that's twofold. I think pride could lead to shame. Yeah, because if you say you do something, right? And it's like, well, people aren't expecting this of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the person who is supposed to be struggling with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the person who should have committed this sin. I'm better than that.
Yeah.
And so shame comes because you think that you're greater than sin.
Than what you did.
Than what you did.
Yeah.
Shame comes because you begin to put yourself like above the truth that we are flesh. We are humans and like we're of flesh and naturally born into sin.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. So shame comes when you take you being human off the table. I'm a God in my eyes.
That's good.
In my eyes, I'm a God. I shouldn't have done that. I know better than that. This is not me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not human, created by God. I am a God.
Yeah. Wow.
And so when you have that mentality, when you do something that is sin because you are human, you don't have grace for yourself as human.
Yeah.
Because you think that you're more than that. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So I think that pride can be a root of shame, but I also think the biggest root of shame is lies.
Yeah.
I think that's the
lies,
biggest
the
root
trick.
is the trick. I think that is the biggest root of shame is the lies that you tell yourself after you commit the sin,
Yeah.
the lies that other people tell you after you commit the sin, the lies that the enemy places in your mind after you commit the sin. And then you begin to believe those lies and build more lies on top of those lies. And so the shame is now rooted so deep it's like buried under this stack of lies.
Yeah.
I think that is the biggest root.
Yeah.
And so I think a part of that is to begin to, like I said, pray, but then go in your word. Because while our mind will form lies, because our mind, it's just deceitful. Our heart is deceitful, wicked, and above all. That includes our thoughts. Our thoughts, minds, will, and emotions. They're evil. They're wicked. So while your thoughts will begin to create lies, the word of God will tell you the truth.
Yeah. Being able to go to the source to combat those lies.
Exactly.
To begin to find your identity, to begin to build a different foundation, a foundation that isn't rooted in this sin, iniquity, wickedness, but a foundation that is rooted in purity and righteousness.
Yes. And I think, so I know a lot of people don't mess with David. Like, yeah, they like David, but they're like, David was just like, I like David so much. Like, David, he was sleeping with Bathsheba, and then he tried to kill her. Well, not even try. He got her husband killed.
Yeah.
And then, like, people just be dragging David. But what I think is so kind of God is that he did not just show the glory of David.
Yeah.
David wasn't just the person who killed the Goliath.
No.
David wasn't just king.
Yeah.
David was sinful.
He was sinful.
David struggled with lust. David struggled with insecurities, which is why he had so many wives.
Okay. Concubines.
And
he slept
he had mother issues.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And he slept with his mightiest warrior. I forget what he called or what the Bible called him, but his number one warrior, his first in command, his like first chief officer.
He betrayed people.
He was a betrayer. He slept with his wife and then killed him because
he was a murderer, because although he didn't actually do the killing, he set it up. So the murder is on your hands. David was all these things.
Yeah.
And God calls him.
He still used
the greatest.
What? That's crazy.
David was God's friend.
In our mind and our understanding, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Ain't no way.
But you know what's so beautiful also about David's life is that you see the glory. You see him killing Goliath. You see David becoming king. You see all of the terrible things that David has done. And then David writes like so many of the Psalms.
Yeah.
And the Psalms are him being like, I am wicked and I do not deserve anything, and lamenting.
Yes.
And at the end of his lamenting and at the end of his shame, because his lamenting is shame. It's rooted in shame.
Yeah.
At the end of his lamenting, it's but God.
But God.
But the glory of God.
The glory of God. Even just thinking of his life in particular and how, yes, he did all of these things that were wicked in the eyes of the Lord. He also brought the Ark of the Covenant back.
Yes.
He did so many wonderfully beautiful things for Christ, because even though he was shameful and he did all of these harmful things to himself and to others, he brought it back to God. And that's exactly what you were talking to, of not getting stuck in these rabbit holes, these whirlwinds of like, oh, I'm not good enough. But always bringing it back to the Father so he can redeem us. And yeah, I love David, because he's like an underdog story. He's like, you count him out.
Yes.
What? Or first he kills Goliath. Amazing. And then his story, I think just in a different episode, we were talking about the roller coaster of walking with God and how we can be up and we can do all of these wonderful, glorious things for Christ and Christ through us. And then we have these seasons where we're just in the trenches and we're like, okay, Lord, I need you to help me, because right now I'm going down this path and it's not right. It's dark. It's whatever it is. And I love God so much because he will snatch you up out of that. If you lay it at his feet, if you give it to him, he'll like, yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
And imagine
I've been waiting
how
for
much
you.
more. We love the term. How much more of what God can do through you when you're just vulnerable with him, when you're open with him, when you're honest. Even the woman with the issue of blood, it's like, Lord, help me.
Yes.
And people are looking around like, Lord, this woman she should be ashamed of herself.
Exactly. That goes, you were touching on community earlier.
Yes.
And you just mentioned something as well of how people around us
Oh
can
my
also
gosh.
just try to keep us bound so
Yes.
much. And we're pushing through the crowd. We're trying to touch Jesus. We're trying to get close to God. And the people around us can still be like, but you did this, you did that, you
Yes.
did this. And again, I think when we're vulnerable with God and we take on what he calls us, we are forgiven, we are
Yes.
loved, we are accepted and wanted,
Yes.
then when people try to throw these things back at us, we have this shield from
Yes.
Christ. It's like, that doesn't hurt me. That doesn't move me. That doesn't do anything to me because, yes, I did those things, but I am
But
not
I'm
those
not
things.
those
I am a
things.
child of
Oh
God.
my gosh.
And I think that's where repentance comes in as well,
Yes.
of like giving it to God and also turning from it. Because we
Yes.
can give it to God all day long. We can be like, dang, Lord, I just had sex outside of marriage
Yes.
again. And instead of turning and not doing that
Yeah.
thing anymore, dang, I did this. Thank you for your forgiveness, and do it again tomorrow.
Because it becomes a habit, right? This is what I know. Lord, this is all I know.
Yeah.
So the prayer is like, Lord, forgive me. Forgive me for X, Y, and Z. Help me to turn away from X, Y, and Z and create new habits within me. Create a new
Yes.
heart within me.
Create in me a clean
A
heart.
clean heart. So I no longer desire these things.
Yes.
Where I don't keep running back to it, knowing that I shouldn't do it because my heart is cleaned from it.
Yeah.
My heart is purified from it. Created me a new mind. So then when people are saying these things and I'm holding on to it and I'm accepting their word for truth, they can no longer be my God because you are my God. What they're saying can no longer be God because you are God.
Yeah.
And if I know that you are God and your word says something different than what they are trying to speak over me, then I can't hold weight. What they're saying holds no weight.
It holds no weight.
It holds no value.
Yeah.
Let me keep my mind fixed on the things of Christ.
Yeah.
Keep my mind fixed on the things that you say, what your word says. Because this world, this shameful, wicked, ugly world will try to make you feel like your shame and your wickedness is far more wicked and shameful than everybody else's in the world.
Yeah.
It will make you feel like you are the stand apart.
Yes. And it's crazy because even when you said that, our world, I think, is lacking a lot of shame.
Yes.
And not in a
come
shame
on.
that keeps us bound, but in a shame
That
that
leads to
convicts us
repentance.
hard,
Oh my
our hearts. Yeah.
gosh.
It's like, well, I did this, my body, my choice.
Come on.
Or I did this because I have the right.
Yeah.
And it's like at some point I think we do need a level of shame,
Yes.
but not in a way that condemns us.
Yes.
Not in a way that makes us feel less
That's
than
really
or
good.
unworthy or unlovable, but in a way that it's like, oh, I shouldn't be
should have
doing
done
that.
that.
That's not right.
And let me bring it to God.
Let me bring it to God.
It's missing reverence.
The fear of the Lord.
That is what it's missing.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, that is what it's missing is reverence.
Yeah.
I think we fear people more than we fear
People's
God.
opinions, people's comments. We live in this world that's so social media
Oh
driven
my
that it's like,
gosh.
what are the people going to think?
Yeah.
What are the people going to say? It's like, forget them. It doesn't matter what they
What
say.
does God say?
What is God saying? What is his standard? And are you meeting that?
And the problem is a lot of people do not know.
Yeah.
So they're going to tell you their truth.
Yeah.
And you're going to take it as truth because you do not know the truth.
Exactly.
They're going to tell you their truth and you're going to take it as truth because you do not know the truth.
the truth, God's truth.
And so you fear people, you fear man more than you fear God. You fear what they're going to say. You fear what they're not going to say.
Yeah.
You fear the not being liked. You fear man more than you fear God.
Yeah.
And again, whatever you worship, you become.
You become.
So if you are worshiping this world that lacks reverence, that lacks conviction,
Yeah.
you're going to become the person who lacks reverence and lacks conviction.
Yeah. 100%.
And then your shame is going, when you do feel shame, when God does actually pierce your heart, if I'm being honest with you, that shame is going to feel heavier because you allowed yourself to become what you were supposed to be against.
Yeah. And to a certain extent, we surround people who we feel comfortable with in
Yes.
that shame. And to a certain extent, I think when we're so bound in sin, people that also encourage us to
Oh my
continue to
gosh.
sin
Yeah.
rather than having a group of godly community around you
Yes.
that, yes, we're all human. We all are going to continue to fall
Yes.
short the glory of God. And I sinned, but I have this community that as I'm honest and vulnerable with
Yes.
God, I can also be honest
Honest
and
and vulnerable.
vulnerable with them,
Yes.
and they can continue to call you up and
Yes.
out rather than calling you down.
And when you no longer fear people, we no longer fear man, and you're able to be vulnerable with God, it's easier to be vulnerable with people.
Yeah.
Because if my God forgives me
Yeah.
and my God has grace for me,
Yeah.
who are you?
Who are you to hold that against me? Who are you to judge me?
Who are you? You are not my God.
No.
And so, yes, like you said, the community of people, I'm so thankful for our friendship
Yeah.
because
I
we
love
have
you,
been
girl.
through journeys, y'all. We have not always been, we've been through journeys.
We've
Okay.
been through
We've been through
different
journeys.
seasons
And
with God,
what's so
seasons without God.
beautiful and so kind of God is that I feel like even though our journeys have been different, we've kind of been, God's like, I'm keeping you guys right here with each other.
Yeah.
We were in an area where it's like, Lord, we were talking about things like, Lord, is this real? Like, and God both pierced both of our
Oh
hearts.
my gosh,
Like,
I will never forget
do
that.
not have that conversation ever again. We cannot talk like
never.
that ever again. So it's like God has placed us in this place where I think the beauty of God knows that we need community. God knows that we need people. And either you're going to have people who are with God and for God.
Yeah.
So then you are with God and for God if you're connected with them, or you're going to have people who are against God. And if you're trying to be a person with God,
Yeah.
surrounding yourself by people against God,
It's not going to work.
it's not going to work.
Yeah. There's of course a difference between because Jesus hung out with the Gentiles.
And let's talk about that because people love to use that as a way to stay in their sin.
Okay.
So let's talk about that.
Jesus didn't conform to their
Come on.
ways. Jesus was the light.
The light.
He was ultimately on assignment to bring them up out of the light.
He did
or
not
out of
blend in with the
darkness.
darkness.
No, he wasn't partaking in their sin. He
No.
wasn't partaking in their sin and iniquity and what kept them bound. He was there as a guide.
Yes.
As a light, as an
Yes.
example of the way that life could and should be.
And let's talk about that a little further too, because he was the light in that, like this topic, because people will love to use that.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus hung out with sinners. Okay, don't use
Are
it that
you
way.
God,
It makes me
first
so
of
mad
all?
when people use it that way. But yes, he was the light. And so 2 points here. He was the light. He did not blend in with the darkness. And the reason why he was able to hang around the light is because he led with love. So if you're the person in the room who was like, oh, I'm God fearing, I'm the light in the darkness, and I'm here to bring judgment, rebuke to you.
Really?
Because that is
Literally.
not the way that God did
Not
that.
at all.
He led with love. And so his light, the darkness was not afraid of the light, and the light was not afraid of the darkness. One, because they did not weigh the same. They did not look the same. And because there was a level of love that God led with, he was able to be in that room, and just his presence shifted hearts.
Yeah,
Just his presence,
exactly.
just the words that he spoke. He didn't feel like he needed to condemn the people in the dark. So if you're the
No.
person who God is transforming in your circle right now, and you're still around a circle of people who are darkness, if you want to call it, like they're still conformed to the world, I would challenge you not to lead in that space as like, you're wrong and you're going to go to hell, and
No, yeah.
God just sees your sin and you're filthy. Instead, lead with love.
Lead with love.
Lead them with
and
love
compassion.
and empathy.
Yeah.
Because guess what, girl? You was twerking on a pole 2 months ago.
Okay, exactly.
Your picture is still on the wall.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it also makes me think of how when we're with God and we have his essence about us,
Yes.
when we're in, okay, 2 things. We have to build up enough stamina in
Yes.
the Lord in order to be in those
Come
places
on.
and not conform or not feel the pressure or the temptation to revert back to however we were
That
acting
is
in
so
the past.
good.
We have to have this strength about us. We have to be in constant communication with God.
That's so good.
And so we can gain that discernment.
Maturity.
Yeah, and have that maturity in Christ.
Because you cannot be 2 weeks in to finding God and try to go evangelize.
Yeah.
Sit down.
It's
Learn
like
him.
just patience.
Patience.
Patience. Let
That's
him
so
develop
good.
patience within you and strengthen your foundation in him, strengthen your faith
Yes.
before you begin to go do these things. And do you
Yes.
have to reach this level? Absolutely
No.
not, because we're all always becoming.
Exactly.
But have enough wherewithal to be like, I may be tempted,
Yes.
but I serve a God who I know will not lead me, who will not tempt me more than my spirit can bear.
Come on, that's Bible.
Yeah. And so, yes, having that strength about us. And then second is yep, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry. Did I make it loose?
No.
Yeah, no, that is so good. That's so good. Because I think it's so easy, like, especially when you're new in Christ and, God's released the shame. First of all, I just want to say, like, the work that God does within you, I understand why it could be like, I just want to go out and tell everybody.
Yeah.
Because when you are
beautiful.
firsthand experiencing God transforming your life,
Yeah.
where the shame that has weighed you down for 28 years no longer weighs you down anymore after a month in his presence, a day in his presence, when you experience that, there's no way that you don't want to tell everybody about the goodness of God. Come experience this God, this amazing God. Come experience his love. Yes, I get why it's so exciting to go share the gospel, but allow God time to mature you.
Yeah.
And to prune you and to show you his ways and his character, because it's easy to see what God has done in you.
Yeah.
And then go to other people and be like, it's easy. God can do it. He did it in me. And not have empathy.
Yeah.
When our word says that we do not serve a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weakness.
Exactly.
So if we do not serve a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weakness, we should not be his servants who are unable to empathize with his people.
Exactly. And what I was going to say earlier is being with God for enough time, time to pass for that reflection to happen.
Yes.
So when you're back in those situations, people see you differently.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're going back and it's like, oh, hey, what's up, girl?
Yes.
Where you been? It's like, oh, there's something different about her.
Yes.
There's something that is a little bit separated and not in a high and mighty, I'm better than you type of a way, but in, again, just this going back to this standard that God has called us to.
Yes.
And so being able to be with him for long enough time to, when you go back to evangelize or try to be the light, shine the light on the darkness, you are reflecting him and you're not still reflecting yourself or the people of your community.
That's so good. And enough time for God to change your desires, right? Because it's easy to be like, okay, God has changed me. I'm renewed. But then it's easy to seem changed when you're apart from that.
Exactly.
But when you go back into that, because God, thinking about David in our Bible study, that last episode, if y'all didn't go watch our Bible study, not David, Moses. If y'all didn't go watch our Bible study, go watch Bible study.
Go check it out.
But when God told Moses, go back.
Yeah.
Go back to Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Go back to the person who raised you in a season and then who tried to kill you in a season. Go back. When God calls you to go back to the place that he restored you out of, that he brought you out of, are your taste buds changed?
Yeah.
Are your desires changed?
That's
are you going to
good.
fall back into the things that he brought you out of? Or are you able to withstand?
Yeah.
And the only resilience is built through time, through time with God, through perseverance. Like he builds that in you.
Yeah.
He changes your desires. He changes your heart. He changes your mind, your taste. So when God calls you back, because if you now know the truth, it's your job to point others towards the truth.
Yeah. And sometimes we cannot go back to the place that God brought us from.
Yeah.
Sometimes we will not have success there.
No.
Sometimes we will not have success there.
Absolutely.
Thinking of Jesus.
Yes.
He went back home to Galilee. He did very minimal amounts of miracles there because
they were like,
people knew him from his past.
Yes.
Isn't he just a carpenter?
Yes.
Who is this Jesus
Exactly.
Christ?
But you know what's beautiful about that? Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
God still sent him back.
Yeah, he still sent
He
him
still
back.
sent him back.
Yeah.
There was not
Ooh.
success there,
Mm-hmm.
but God still sent him back.
Yeah.
He still was like, go back.
Yep.
See. Let's see if we can stir something.
Yeah.
Because even if God sends you back and there's no success,
Mm-hmm.
even if God sends you back and one person is a little bit more curious,
Yeah.
that's one
That's
soul saved.
one soul. And we have to be serious about souls in that way.
And even if he sends you back and nothing happens, you were obedient.
And that's what it's all about.
Because what if you didn't go back?
Mm-hmm.
And 5 souls could have got saved.
Yeah.
But you thought they're arrogant, they're prideful, they don't
Yeah.
want to hear this.
Yeah.
So you were disobedient because you thought your plan was better. Jonah, come here, Jonah.
Okay.
I don't want to go over there, God.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. They
Talk
deserve
about
your
that,
punishment.
though. Talk about that season or that situation we can find ourselves in where we know Christ.
Yeah.
We know his goodness and his glory. We've been in relationship
Yeah.
with him. But then going back to people who may not know him, people who we were raised around or who raised us, and they are just so cut off
Yeah.
and uninterested.
I think, truthfully, most of the time that is a test for us and not a test for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a test of like, am I truly transforming your heart?
Yeah.
Am I truly instilling love into you?
Yeah.
Or do these people still frustrate you?
Okay.
Do you still get angry around them?
Yeah.
Do your old habits still come up? And every time I place you in that season, every time I place you around them again, if these things still come up, we still have work to
We
do.
still have work to do.
And the beauty of God is that we're always going to have work to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think another part of that is allowing your life to be a testimony.
Yeah.
So not going back into those areas or into those spaces and trying to prove, because these people have an idea of who you are.
Yeah.
They think they know you
Yeah.
because who you were. But let me just tell you, who you were it was a lie. Who you were, if who you were before Christ did not resemble Christ, it was a facade.
Yeah.
It was not your true character.
Yeah.
Because our true character is who God has created us to be. So any way that you live, any personality trait that you have, any way that you speak that does not resemble Christ is not truly who you are.
Yeah.
So for all those people who are like, I know myself, and it does not resemble Christ, it's a lie. The person that you know is a lie.
Yeah.
That's a false character.
Yeah.
That is someone that you created. That is not who God created you to be. So these people think they know you
Good.
because you've created this false character apart from God. They think they know you. And so now you don't need to go into that space and prove that you are everything that you are now by words.
Yeah.
You don't need to justify yourself by your words.
Yep.
Let your life be a living testimony.
Yeah.
Let the things that you do, let the way that you treat them. If something used to irritate you, show them that, okay, I may have to take a deep breath 5 times.
Yeah.
But God is working patience in me.
Yeah.
I think one, realizing that like it's less about them. It's really not even about you either. It's about the glory of God.
Yeah.
So if he's putting you in that space and he's refined you, it's for his glory to be shown in that space.
Yeah. And even if I'm thinking of different situations too where you can go back and people can frustrate you.
Yeah.
Or you can go back and people dismiss you.
Yes, that's
dismiss
good.
the God that
That
you
is
serve.
good.
Dismiss this journey that you're on. And so even in those situations, being able to be steadfast enough
Yes,
within
that's the
yourself to
word.
be like, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to condemn you
No.
for it. I'm not going to place that shame on you because you don't know Christ, but I'm going to continue. I think it's in the other situation that you were talking about, it's oftentimes a test for us to see how much more like Christ we are.
Yeah.
And even in a situation where people are kind of rejecting your God, it's still a test,
Yes.
but in a different way
Yeah.
of like, how much can I depend and rely on God to stay confident in what he has called me to
Yes.
not question him or the call that he has on my
Yeah.
life or the journey that he's taking me on because of the people
Yeah.
who I came up with or whoever it is, they're not on board.
Yeah. And that's so good because it's easy to waver, right? It's
Yeah.
easy to, because naturally you can say like, don't seek the approval of men. But at any time, if you're doing something and there's not one person standing up clapping for you,
Yeah.
it's going to feel
It's
discouraging.
going to be hard to be like, okay,
If not one person is
should I
saying
do
like,
this?
you're on the right path, you're doing good, keep going, keep the
Yeah.
course, you're going to feel discouraged.
Yeah,
But will you stand firm on what God has told you to do?
exactly.
But so what I'm saying is, although it's easy to say like stand firm when no one is clapping for you, when no one is with you, know that God's glory reigns supreme.
Yeah.
That as long as God, the glory of God, is with you, you will be fine.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Because it's for his glory at the end of the day. And the veil, and another thing I would say is pray for them.
Yes.
Like we have to
Intercession.
pray for our people. We have to pray for the people that are in community with us now. We have to pray for the people that we were in community with previously. Pray that the veil, that the scales be removed from their eyes. Pray that they see, because if you have experienced this glory of God and you are not praying for others to experience that same glory, then like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? So yeah, I think it's just so many things. I think community is like a big part of it all. The
Yeah.
community that you are around, the community that you're keeping. God shows us the importance of community constantly. The community, your close community, right? Like the people that you even tell your sinful things to, the things that you're struggling with, because just because you're in community with people doesn't mean that all of those people need to know the weight of your sin, right?
Exactly.
That doesn't mean that all of them need to go onto the mountain with you and pray.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean you need to call all of them and be like, hey, this is what's going on, can you pray with him for me? You have to, again, discernment, like allow God to build that within you, and the same way that he will build that within you, he'll build within you the discernment to know like who to speak with and when to go and speak to them and how to speak and what to say. Just realizing that we cannot do it apart from God at all. Him removing shame out of you, like cleansing you and making you clean, does not mean that like you are able to go and be your own God now.
Yeah, no way.
I'm cleansed now. He's cleaned me. I can go and do this the right way.
Right.
You will fail.
You will fail again and again and again, and you will continuously come back to God.
Yeah, every time.
Every single time.
I love that. Any other questions?
That is all for today. Do you have a heart check for us, or are you?
Let's see. Yes, heart check. I guess this would really be a challenge.
Okay.
So my challenge for everyone listening would be, if there is something that you are feeling shameful about, something that you have been trying to hide from God, something that you've been trying to even hide from yourself, my challenge for you would be to pray about it.
Yeah.
To take it to God.
Simple.
Day by day, throughout the week. Even if you can't unfold all of it unto him, just slowly start speaking about it. What you can say. Journal about it, even if you have to start there. And watch how God just radically moves when you're able to be transparent and vulnerable with him.
That's a beautiful challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Join us on this week's challenge.
Yes. We love you guys so much. Thank you for joining yet another episode. If this episode has done anything for you, or if you think that there's anyone who could benefit from it, please share it with them. If you have a prayer request, go ahead and slide in our DMs over on Instagram, Trinity Ministry, and we will be praying with and for you.
Yes.
We love you guys, and remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So go walk fearlessly and do something wonderful.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.